Hi boys and girls, I'm excited to be here again, Mrs. Robertson, in case you forgot my name. I'm here to read you another story, and this story happens to be my niece's. Her name is CJ. Her very most favorite story of all times. And she is a third grader now, but last year she was in second, and she's been in first and kindergarten, just like you guys. So, it is called Giraffes Can't Dance. And as I read it, I want you to think about the message that the author might be trying to send to you. I know as a teacher, we hear kids say, I can't do this. I can't. This is too hard. I don't know how. And I know as a mommy and a daddy, we hear those same things from our kids. So, when I'm done reading you this story, I'm going to come back on and I'm going to discuss the message with you. And hopefully we can all learn something from Gerald the giraffe. And there's a little picture of him. All right, let's start our story. Giraffes Can't Dance. Okay, boys and girls, this is the title page. Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andrade, illustrated by Guy Parker Reese. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off of trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald, the animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to a spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. I am dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing! Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." So, boys and girls, didn't you just love that book? I think it's a pretty great story. Did you guys come up with anything that you struggled with, that you would say, "I can't do it," and then realized in the long run that you really could do it? So for me, when I was a kid, my dad always wanted me to play golf. Do you guys know what golf is? It's where you have a little ball and a club and you whack it on the grass. So anyway, every Sunday, my dad would take me out to the golf course. I think I started like at 5 years old. And I was like, "No, Dad, I can't. I don't want to. I can't do this. It's hard." And turns out, after practicing for many years, I turned out to be a pretty good golfer. So, I think that Gerald gave us a very good lesson in just trying and believing in ourselves. All right. See you guys next week.